The owner climbed onto the meadow, the sun still warm and the sky brilliantly stretching endlessly. There, even the most ordinary clumps of grass held a hidden universe, a proud cricket taking his first long strides on the path of life. His body was lean, his shiny antennae, muscles rippling beneath a luxurious bronze-brown shell. He had just molted not long ago, strong like a young warrior, majestic and full of confidence. The short pilot-style jacket he wore made the cricket look even more carefree, his sharp eyes often glancing at everything around with a proud smile at the corner of his mouth, as if everything in this world would eventually have to bow before his youthful power. However, behind that glance was an indescribably sweet feeling. Deep somewhere in his heart, Demen was still an inexperienced child, still hesitant before the great turning points of his life. Whenever he suddenly paused, he would often glance toward the small stove, where his mother was quietly mending clothes, her kind eyes watching every bold step he took. That mother wore a simple coarse cloth shirt, her small hands strong like grass roots, and her eyes hid a deep worry, because she understood that the world out there was both vast and dangerous, and no matter how tough her son was, he was still just a child newly acquainted with freedom. He strode out of the nest, crossing through the tall, dark grass, his heart full of excitement. Brilliant light radiated all over him, highlighting every shiny segment of his shell as if challenging any opponent. The cricket loved to show off. He displayed skillful kicks, practiced spinning in the air, constantly watching to see if anyone was watching. Life was a stage, and he was the main performer. That was an unshakable belief in his young mind. Then Cricket met Cricket. In a humble little corner of the meadow, Cricket was diligently searching for food. His body was thin and weak, his face gentle, his big innocent eyes glancing shyly, as if knowing he could not compete with anyone. Cricket's shirt was a patchwork of straw cloth, soft as morning dew, fluttering in the wind. One of his wings was crippled, causing him to limp as he walked, but he still persevered, resiliently weaving through the gentle rays of light dancing on his body, a silvery light as if not yet out of the morning mist. Cricket Chote politely greeted Cricketmen, his voice trembling but sincere. Simple stories, the fragile desire to survive and rise in a harsh world. All of these make anyone feel a pang of sympathy, even just a little, enough to ring an alarm about the vulnerability within the harshness of nature. But Cricket, still impulsive, was not yet ready to listen. He even saw Cricket Chote's condition as an opportunity to assert his own strength. The teasing jokes and showy gestures inevitably made Cricket Chote embarrassed. Cricket liked the feeling of being admired by the weak, but did not think far about the consequences. The arrogance was further illuminated by the midday sunlight, creating a brilliant halo that only naive youth could mistake for eternity. Suddenly, the sky darkened, and a violent-smelling wind rushed in. A giant scarab appeared. His body was large and muscular, with black armor shining like gunmetal, exuding a deadly threat. His red eyes flashed with ferocity, and his two pincers, as big as iron tongs, emitted a chilling clattering sound. He wore a strange modern headset, vaguely resembling a mercenary, treating others' lives as lightly as paper. The scarab approached, the dense darkness behind him only slightly broken by the eerie red light. The heavy background music mixed with distant flashes of lightning, intensifying the tense atmosphere. At that moment, the whole world seemed to shrink, leaving only the confrontation between evil and weakness. He didn't need a reason, he just wanted to bully anyone who seemed weak. The beetle's sharp knife-like eyes swept over Crick, but the little friend was the real target. Although Man was strong, Crick was the most vulnerable. Men suddenly realized that things were out of his control when he saw Crick scared, shrinking away before the powerful and brutal pincers. The cry for help cut through the air, small yet desperate. Cricket fell silent. He understood that he was the one who had sparked this tragedy, from carelessness, from arrogant jokes that seemed harmless. All the previous confidence, the dazzling brightness of the morning sun, suddenly went out. Everything sank into cold tones, the light now only surrounding Cricket's eyes, which were filled with sorrow. Cricket Chote collapsed, a faint silver light enveloping his small body like morning dew about to vanish into nothingness. In his final breath, he held no resentment. His eyes remained gentle, full of love and hope sent back to Cricketmen. The surroundings blurred. Only a faint, blurred last message remained. a sincere reminder to awaken the still naive heart that had not yet grown. Cricket stood painfully beside his friend's body, all his pride shattered. The vast world suddenly felt narrow within him. The price of his competitiveness was unending regret. Under the cold light, Cricket's eyes revealed suffering for the first time, deep within which was sincere remorse awakening, the beginning of a painful yet courageous journey of growth. In the distant corner, Mother Cricket silently watched her child, the light from the stove gently illuminating her sadly smiling face. That mother knew that there were painful lessons her child had to overcome alone. She remained silent, but her love was like a thread connecting the small souls in the vast universe of the green meadow. Cricket, the echo of tears, and the last gleam in the mother's eyes, all blended into a humane melody, the beginning of new awareness, for a heart that knows compassion and courageously seeks the true meaning of strength. And that was the prelude to the journey of enlightenment, where every mistake is a seed for growth, so that after everything, Demen realizes that the greatest thing is not physical strength, but kindness and maturity of the soul.